Alright, hello and welcome back to Ashgabat Cat's Let's Play That. Today, we're taking a look at a No-Name MAME game. It's Sonic Boom. That's right, it's not the strangely good Sonic cartoon that was recently made. No, it's Sonic Boom. It is a shoot-'em-up made by Sega. What's that? You've never heard of this? Me neither. Let's figure out what's it. So we've got Shot and we've got Super Shot. Scramble. Regain world freedom. Enemy plane attack. Make that Super Shot. Sonic Boom. I don't know what I expected. I mean, maybe there will be a wild, crazy title sequence. Or maybe it'll just be this. Also, taking a look at those explosions. Well, I mean, we might as well put the credit in. That is a very abstract map of the Earth. I mean, I can tell it's the Earth, but... Oh, no. Okay, so this is regular fire. Note how I can space them out pretty well. This is auto fire. I mean, it's not bad, but you basically, like, shoot so much that, it just clogs it up. So, you know, with auto fire, it's like bam, 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 and then there's a brief period of time where you can't really shoot. I mean, I guess it's not so bad. But that being said, otherwise, this is a fairly straightforward shoot 'em up. Oh, whoa! Does the screen really shake when you get hit? That's kind of cool. Honestly, I was going into this one, I mean, Sonic Boom, I've never heard of that. And usually, when you've never heard of an arcade game, that's a bad sign, right? But this one, well, okay. I mean, that is also the whole point of Let's Play a No-Name MAME Game. But when you go into an Astro City mini collection, what is arguably a celebration of everything that makes Sega Sega, or at least you would hope they would put it on there, you'd expect to only have heavy hitters that you've like heard of and love. But then there's this game, which I've never heard of it, but you know what? It's not so bad. It's not so bad. I mean, yeah, on one hand, it's very simplistic, but on the other hand, I have seen so much gameplay of blazing lasers on YouTube recently. I don't even know why. Well, I know why it's recommending me so much stuff. It's because the algorithm. You watch one YouTube video that's vaguely related, and then please be a continue. Please be a continue. Okay. 10th place is still a high score. I also like how seemingly random letters are actually lowercase. Continue. Yes. Hey, we're continuing, I think. The backgrounds are a little indistinct, so I can't act... Okay, there we go. There's that weird blue train. It seems like it should be important, but, like, nothing important happens, so maybe the blue train is not important. Anyway, back to Blazing Lasers. So Blazing Lasers has... Well, look at the power-up. You know how it's doing this weird sort of, like, elliptical orbit? And so Blazing Lasers has that, but unfortunately Blazing Lasers, you have to, like, choose your... weapon item, and also it changes over time. Oh, interesting. So is this like Raiden where you've got multiple different weapons? It might be, but I can't really perceive the difference. That's kind of funny. I just collected this power up and it's like, I mean, I know I got it because like another ship appeared, but like it didn't really change anything. Oh man, but that's okay. You don't have to be complicated to be good as a shoot 'em up. In fact, to a certain extent, being basic is totally fine. All I need is for you to control very well, which this one can do it. I need cool graphics, which, I mean, early 90s, I'll take what I can get with this. And, well, a continue feature is not, like, necessary, but it is very appreciated on the show. I mean, if I was playing by myself, I'd just play for score, and it's like, continue, what's that? I've never heard of a continue in my life. But here in Ashgabat Cat, we are all about those continues. So let's continue with, well, you gotta enter a credit first. I mean, we can't drop this charade, even though this is very clearly a ROM, and I've got infinite quarters, a la ROMs. But it just won't let me automatically enter the coin. It's like, no man. Real life norms have value precisely because we adhere to them. I won't let you disavow the fact that this game was actually a real thing that existed in real life before it became an imaginary virtual object. I don't know if you've heard the news, but in theory, Sega is trying to get into NFTs. But it's like, I don't know. Sega's been dealing with these sort of amorphous things we call dreams for many a year now. I guess we just call them NFTs now. Anyway, back to the boss, which it seems to like to remind us that it still exists. I don't know that it's doing all that much. Oh my gosh. There is just a lot of stuff coming at me right here, right there, everywhere. Alright. So it's got checkpoints, but it's got infinite continues. That is a pretty good combo. I think Double X Mission had that. Well, now Sonic Boom has that. Let's see, what's the theme of this game? I mean, it seems kind of nondescript military, but I kind of, like, it's Sega. You really think Sega's just gonna have a normal, boring old game? Then again, I guess Shinobi was, in a certain sense, a boring old game about being a Shinobi. I mean, you know, you're just walking around shooting people with your Shinobi Uzi, and it's like, yeah, I'm just a normal Shinobi. So it's like, here I am playing as this ship, and it's like, oh man, normal ship, not even a little weird. Does it save the health bar damage? It feels like it saves the damage I've done, but it doesn't save like the turrets I've destroyed, so oh my word. Okay, how are you supposed to destroy this thing? Because I know how I'm going to destroy it, which is just sheer brute force, but I don't know what we're expected to do otherwise. Like, you can't dodge those shots. There are just way too many. You can, like, shoot these shots on the side, but, like, that's only going to take you so far. It's constantly launching ships at you, so, like, you can't even win that way. You can, like, cheat off to the side, but then you're not going to be able to hit that sweet control tower, so the ship is just... Dang. That is... Well, it's a ship, not a boat. Or is it a boat and not a ship? It's funny because there are so many people there are some people in this world who are like strangely insistent upon naval terminology like that, and yet I cannot distinguish between the two. Does that invalidate their claims? I don't know. Either way, that carrier is certainly invalidating my attempts. Alright, well, let's try a more evasive route. I mean, yeah, shooting the carrier will do damage, but what happens if you just handle the carrier the way I handle most of my problems, and I just kind of dodge it, avoid it, go off to the side? You know what? Forget it. I was going to sneak a few shots in there, but no. Well, it stuck a few shots into me, jeez. Alright, well, how long can you be stuck in one spot in Sonic Boom? I don't know, but I feel like we're gonna find out. And that... Okay, it is at this point in time I recall something about a super shot. In my time of need, I am willing to turn to bombs, so please, game. I don't know what a super shot is, but please make it good. That, well, it was more than a regular shot. Yeah, that's a super shot, I guess. Oh, how helpful. The carrier moves forward so you can still shoot it. But also, it's just gonna take all the damage. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Like, you're like a kid in the arcades and you get to this game and you're like, alright, Sonic Boom. This is not usually a genre or a name that Sega is known for, but Sega has a pretty sterling reputation. I'm game for this. Alright, game, what do you have for me? And then they get to the carrier and it's like, wow, this carrier is just hard-walling me. Is it me? Is it the game? Like, who is at fault here? I don't know. Obviously, I'm going to blame the game. It is kind of interesting to compare this to 1941, or 42, or 43, or 44XX, where those games, I mean, there's, like, yes, there were occasionally bosses, and I think 1943 was the first one that actually, like, really stuck to the whole boss concept, but, like, I mean, it's like you could just kind of muddle through, and even if you didn't actually beat the boss, the game would like eventually just get tired and let you sneak by. But this boss, it's like, it's so insistent that you have to do it the right way. Oh, come on. I hope, I don't know if you know, well, do bombs come back between lives? Because I'm kind of hoping they do. Huh. Maybe arcade games were just harder back in the day than I remember. Because, like, this seems way harder than any of the Sega games I've seen so far. Or at least you play something like Space Harrier, and it's like, okay, that game is hard. If you're going to one credit clear it, it's like, it's borderline impossible. But if you're just going to, like, credit feed through it, it's like, no, you can credit feed all day. But this game, it's like, no. This is a hard pass on credit feeding. It's like, I'm sorry, man. You must be this good to advance in the game. And it's like, I appreciate your gusto game, but I don't know that I can necessarily make it that high. It's like, you think you can, like, cut me some slack? I mean, I'm recording this, I could pay you an exposure. But the game is like, I'm sorry, I only accept one currency and one currency only, and that is skillful gameplay. Oh, come on. Alright, game. I'll beat you. I'll beat you. Just you wait. And then I'll get tired on the next section, and then we'll quit, and we'll call it a day. It's how the pattern always goes. Can't break the pattern, right, game? Come on, man. Oh. Alright, let's mix it up. Just in case you were wondering, like, what is it like if I focus all of my energy, all of my attention into playing well and not talking while I'm playing? And the answer is a bit better, but not a lot better. I mean, if you ever wondered the deep dark secret, it's like, why does Ashgabat Cat talk while he plays? He's clearly worse when he plays. I mean, it's clearly having negative repercussions. Why does he bother doing this? The answer is, it's an excuse. It's always been an excuse. It's just an excuse, because it's like, even if I don't talk, it's like I'm just about as good. It's weird. That makes me a freak of nature, but that's just how it is. Still, game. I don't know. Like, one of the most important parts of like a difficult game, though, is its ability to fool you into thinking it's not a difficult game. It's kind of like Texas Hold'em, right? So it's like, okay, a guy goes all in. And it's like, once he goes all in, you're like, whoa, this is serious. This is dangerous. I should think about this. That's not how you do it. You don't just, like, go all in and beat somebody senseless with money. What you do is you gotta lure him into it. You gotta, like, raise the stakes a little bit, raise it here, raise it there, until eventually the guy looks around, realizes he's a lobster caught in a boiling pot. But you want to ease him into it. And so, like this game. So you take a look at this level, and it's like, okay, this level doesn't seem like all that much. There's a boss, because I can see, like, the boss level meter, or the boss health bar. But that doesn't really seem like much. I mean, I know there's a boss, but it doesn't really mean anything to me. Because you start out with this easy part of the level, you shoot the train doesn't even shoot back. Yeah, these planes shoot at you, but it's like, it's the bare minimum of challenge. Heck, it's not even challenging compared to the rest of the game so far. Well, I guess if you let that guy go, then he loops around and makes your life miserable. And then, so, okay, you shoot the turrets, and it's like, okay, the turrets are shooting back. But then, the aircraft starts shooting at you, and it's like, oh, fun time is over. Because you gotta cheat over. You gotta cheat over from one side to the other, but you gotta shoot the turrets on both sides. Otherwise, you're just gonna get picked off. It's a tricky game. I don't know, is this game like really difficult, or am I just like bad at games? I always wonder this whenever I play games, and yet I've still never really come to a definitive answer. But anyway, okay. So now you've got the carrier. So alright, there's one bomb, there's another bomb, we can cheat on over. And sure, all our bombs are gone, but at the very least, all the turrets are gone too. We'll need to cheat over, but let's see what's happening here. Alright, now it's safe. And gotta keep constant front going, don't want to use any auto fire, because then you got planes shooting at you. See? Level wasn't so bad. Of course, I only say that after playing through it like, what, 50 times? Okay, it was more like 10. It's only like 4 quarters if you think about it. And I mean, actually, you're in the arcade and it's like, here you're faced with a challenge. And it's interesting because it's like the game's got a challenge for you, and it's like after a while, it's like you don't even think about giving up. I mean, it's you versus the arcade game. I mean, it's you versus that challenge. Who's gonna be the first to let up? You or the arcade game? I mean, you've both got like about equal claims. Well, okay, it's not even really like your skill versus the arcade game. It's more like your financial ability versus the arcade game. But, ugh. Oh, cool. Do they refresh my set of bombs when I beat the boss? Okay, so I wonder if that's sort of like this tacit admission that it's like, okay, you should be using bombs a bit more throughout all of this. So it's like, alright, I'll keep that in mind, but I don't know. I don't really like using bombs because it's like, okay, you use a bomb and you advance, and it's like, okay, great. Now what are you going to do when you run out of bombs? Are you going to still be able to advance? How are you going to make progress without your little crutch? That being said, that's not really something the game is worried about. You see that though, because it's like, you see all these yellow guys and you shoot them all and you get a power up, and it's like, duh, alright, that's great. I'm all in for that. But then at the very bottom, there is another batch of enemies just kind of hanging out, and it's like they're waiting for you. They know you see those reds or those power up, and they know you're just gonna go for it, and so they're just gonna ambush you while you do. And it's like that sort of thinking. It's like that sort of deep tricks. It's like that's how you make a good, like a game hard in a good way. Because it's so slick, it's so slippery about it, you don't even realize you're being tricked into playing a hard game. Until eventually, you're like 15 credits in, and it's like, oh my, this game is a little too hard for me. And then you realize it's like, nope, you wasted your entire week's savings on the arcade game. Okay, when that first pipeline blew up, I was like pretty scared. It's like, what the heck? That's an instant death. Wait, what? Please tell me I advanced. Okay, good. Good. Slow but steady. I mean, it's not the most exciting way to win a race. Actually, slow and steady is a terrible way to win a race. But this isn't a race. This is an endurance contest. Wow. I just keep trying to make that cross back, and it just... every time, a shot's just in front of me, but strangely not at me. It's another weird thing about these sort of shoot-'em-up games. Like, they always shoot, like, where you're gonna be. Or at least, okay, in this sort of more enlightened age, they like to shoot where you're going to be, but they don't necessarily shoot where you are. So sometimes, if you're just very still and you don't move at all, it is entirely okay. Okay, wow, I feel like when I shot that pipeline, then those shots disappeared, which is very fortuitous, because I don't think otherwise I was going to make it through. And I mean, yeah, sure, you could just use bombs or whatever, but... whew, I don't know. This Ashgabat Cat, there's got to be some level of entertainment here. Wow. Bombs. Or not. I don't think anything is going to help me get through this. Oh. And it just... in an instant, it was all over. It's just a flash. A brief flash, and that's all that it took between life and death. This game is making me somewhat poetic. I like it. I like this game. I mean, it's a good formula. You've got to shoot them up with, wow, these stupid side tanks. You see, they're trying to cut off my path, and yet they're not actually shooting at me, but it's like they shoot my direction, and I get like freaked out, and I think, okay, yeah, I'm gonna die. Also, I see the red, and I just... like a bunch of amateur soccer players, I just follow that ball, like, with no regard to any sort of ulterior strategy. Well, look at that top, and the one-up. I don't know specifically what I want to say about it, but it does look a little funny. All right. Oh man, not even that far. Not even on a boss, actually. This kind of feels like the sort of game that only has 5 levels, but like you would never know that fact because what are you gonna do? Play through the 5 levels in no time at all? Yeah, I don't think so. All right, let's see. Let's use my new knowledge, newfound reasoning. Okay. I wonder if it's almost worth it just to like blow some bombs to defeat the enemies on the side. Just because it seems like if you let them live, it is just, I mean, you'll live, but it is just not the kind of life you want to live. Okay. Now we defeated that tank. We defeated that turret. We got that tank too. Hit a few shots. The big boss guy while we're at it. Get a power up. Sure. Oh, I was gonna bomb. I was thinking about it. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case. Yeah, well, I didn't even hit start that time. The game just like, it understood me. It's like, I know you want to continue. I know I've got you hooked. Rope, line, and sinker. And I'm not gonna let you out of my grasp, actually. Also, how many credits do you got, kid? And I was like, oh, I got more credits than you can count. Unfortunately, I'm also playing an emulator. Although, it's kind of funny to all this talk of credits when, like, well, it's not like the Astro City Mini was super cheap either. And so if you think about it, they already made their payday. Alright, anyway. Easy peasy. You just gotta be a little proactive and life is a lot easier. Now that is a life pro advice that actually generalizes quite well to real life. And that feels like a checkpoint, but just in case, I've got 1 shot left. Oh, cool. So as you collect more red guys, then you get more blue guys. Well, now that was just a cheap death. That was BS. I'm not going to take responsibility for that. The other 20 deaths in this series, yeah, okay, sure. Oh, they explode because I shot them. I'm still not going to take responsibility, but I am going to at least sheepishly dodge the topic. Oh, I see. So you probably shouldn't make the entirety of the screen a giant fiery mess. And yet, I cannot help myself. Alright, maybe I could... You can't even slip and slide by. And it's the boss. You think it's gonna give me a checkpoint, like, before the boss? I don't know. Alright, so is this actually going to make me do this? What if I bomb? Like, if I bomb, does it also set them off? It does. Oh my, oh my. I mean, I guess you can slip through in the middle, but the middle is super dangerous. I mean, again, that's like the point, but... Okay. Let's approach as like some sort of dumb beast and just destroy all this, sneak in through the middle, and there we are. Oh, it's funny though, because like even though these enemies have been like spawning from the side of the screen the entire time, I mean none of them has killed me quite like that yet so far. So I don't know, maybe I'll let my guard down, maybe the game just got a good one in. Alright. Would it be better to sneak off by the side? Like, is that viable? Yeah, it seems like it is, and you get a fair bit more room to maneuver. I mean, it's not really more rooms per se, so much as it's just less concentrated fire. Because I mean, you fly in the middle, and it's like, yeah, everything will be able to shoot you. You just misjudged the distance a little bit. Now I do love how like they've switched to you just press fire to continue, and it's like, yeah, that's it. You're back in. I mean, I'll say this about this game. It's pretty well crafted, and it's like it's a fun intellectual challenge as you just kind of like try to break it apart piece by piece, try to figure out like what works, what doesn't, how you should approach the level, how you should not approach the level. Oh. So I used a bomb there and I just died? What the heck? Okay. Thanks for going back to the side. That is interesting. Oh. And alright. So we're here. as I've learned, don't fly ahead like some sort of crazy flyboy. Oh, come on. Okay, so the boss looks like it's this oil drilling platform, so like, how is that going to work out? I may not be like super hip into these oil drilling platform guys, but pretty sure they don't move. So that's not going to make too entertaining a boss fight. Okay, that was a gift. That was a gift. And it moves. It moves. Somehow, though, this is easier than the carrier. Well, it was easier than the carrier. Okay, so flames cut off my path forward. Well, flames cut off my path forward here. I mean, it's deja vu, really. It's deja vu all over again. Okay, that was unwise. But... should have had a little bit more time to loop around. Alright, let's see. So, these guys in front of me, no problemo. These guys behind me, always a problem. Huh. Yeah, well, I guess I ultimately have to commit to sliding in on the middle, because frankly, no other way has seemingly worked, but... okay. So then hold back, shoot the tank, hold back here, now advance a little. Oh, that stupid tank. Also, the whole time through the game is just yelling things at me. Isn't that the best thing about these sort of early 90s and onwards? Where like now they figured out the magic of yelling phrases at players, and so they're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep doing it. Now you'd think not getting that extra power up would make a huge difference. It really doesn't. Also though, I guess one thing I have not mentioned so far that you would have expected me to mention by now is that while this game has it has air targets and land targets, it is not followed in the steps of Xevious, and so you can just shoot your land targets with the regular gun, no problem. No muss, no fuss. It's kind of funny how things have changed. Used to be, if you didn't follow the Xevious thing, people would get antsy, and they're like, I don't know, man, I feel like you should do it like Xevious. He's got 2 buttons on the arcade machine. I mean, you gotta make it feel like they're doing something. But now, it's like, nah. 2 buttons on the arcade machine, one of them's super bomb, one of them's regular shot. You don't need any more or any less on an arcade machine. Okay, so that tank has been taken care of. Dodge the fire. I mean, easier done than said, really. It's not that... oh, they're doing different heights. They're doing different lengths. Okay, but then you got the helicopter shooting his Vulcans at you. I mean, I'm slowly getting it. You just gotta explore through, figure out exactly what it is you're up against, and then form a counter strategy. And it's like doing a homework problem. I mean, you look at the problem and you're like, okay, I have no idea how to do this. All right, let's open up the book and let's see how they do it. And let's see an example. Let's see the theorems in the book. Let's see the general principle. And then, at the end of the day, glorious, triumphant victory. Well, that last step usually happened. I don't know if it'll happen in particular for this game, but hopefully it does. All right. Maybe it was more luck than not, but I'll take it. Oh, interesting. So it is actually that like thing on the rail that you have to actually shoot, which is unfortunate because that's like the one thing that's leading the biggest offense against me. So we're halfway done. This feels a little overwhelming. It's like, what have I got myself into? This is almost worse than Ghouls and Ghosts. And yet, so many times I've played a game like this that I'm just like, this is the ultimate strategy for a shoot 'em up that can be appreciated like back in the day and in the modern day, where you've got these checkpoints and you've got infinite lives and it's gonna start you from a checkpoint. Oof. Because, I mean, again, it's like, back in the day, you'd appreciate it because you're making slow but steady progress, and you can kind of see it all happen. It's not like a super easy shoot 'em up where, I mean, yeah, it might be flashy, and yeah, you might be able to credit feed your way to the end, but at the end of the day, it's like, what did you earn? What did you, how do you feel at the end? And it's like, I don't know, it just feels a little empty. But then you play this game, and it's like, I mean, beating level 1 is like, that meant something. Getting to this boss, that means a little less. But beating this boss, that would mean a lot. Which is why I hope I can do it. Because if I can, then it'll be the one that got away. Oh, I also like how it's hard to set as a high score. I mean, that sounds like a silly complaint, like having to enter your high score in all the time. It's almost like a humble brag. It's like, oh man, you're so good that you have to enter your high score every single time. Man, what a bother. But it does kind of kill the flow of the game, because like this game, it's like you just throw in your credits and you just play. You don't even really have to switch between buttons so much. I mean, you can switch between the buttons, and on occasion you should, because Super Shot is pretty super. But you don't use it a lot. And so you just kind of, every now and again, use a Super Shot, just so you don't forget it's there. Alright. I don't know if it's worthwhile getting some easy early shots in. Oh wow, I can like barely hear the music here, but it's pretty rockin'. I like how urgent it sounds. It's like, it's personal. You versus this boss. Alright, let's... Man. But they knew how to make this boss annoying, because it's like, okay, if this boss was just like a regular old boss with no fire, then like, nah, you'd be able to handle it, no problem. Easy peasy. And also like these stupid exploding oil drums. It's like, yeah, if you didn't have that, it'd be easy. But then they added it in and they restrict your movement, and it's like, all of a sudden it's like, damn. Because it's like, in a shoot 'em up, movement is all you got. You take it away and it's like, wow, what's next? You can't shoot it? I just gotta dodge? Like, there's no way forward. Okay. My wallet is feeling a little light, so let's try and get a few more quality attempts in, and if not, I don't know. We may have to call it quits. But not yet. Oof. Okay, because I'm not like being aggressive enough at hitting those tanks. Alright, alright. Easy peasy. Alright, let's see. So he's gonna drop his fire on me. But no worries. I've got a bomb. Oh, man. I pressed it too. I was ready. Although it does seem like you are surprisingly safe, at least for that first while. Now, I don't know how real that is, or if it's just an illusion, but seems like you're pretty safe there in the early game. Just hanging out in the middle, right in front of the boss guy. Ugh. Thought I could cheat over, but no. Coming at an angle. You can even hold the button down to speed up the credits too, just in case you're like that little bit of impatient to get past it, but yep. Alright. Easy, easy. Okay. Alright. Oh, weird. It feels like we're off cycle here. Okay. Oh. And okay. Felt like we got a little lucky there, and no, eventually the luck wore off. But oof. Well, I guess that's a new and interesting excuse. I'll blame the controller because it's Sanwa. Too much dead zone. If I had a Sumitsu, I'd make short work of this boss. Yeah, sure. That's what I'll tell myself at night, as I console myself for not being able to beat this boss on camera. What's that, giving up already? It's like, man, you think, surprised I'm giving up already. It's like, you have not been paying too much attention. Oh wow, is it able to dodge my attacks somehow? Alright, now I don't need a gold-plated invitation into the boss, but does that count? Does that count? No, it doesn't. And you know what the worst part is? Now I'm like obligated to do it because it's like I just showed that I could do it. I can't even like complain that I'll never do it. It's like, nope, I can, and I probably will. Well, you know, I've always kind of wondered what, well, okay, one of the overriding themes of this show, or okay, like the initial genesis of the show, I always kind of wondered, what would it be like just watching somebody just play this thing over and over and try to get good? Of course, now I already know what that looks like when you have somebody like Korone do it, where like, she'll just sit down and she'll just play through a retro game. If it takes her 12 hours, or it takes her 6 hours, it takes her 6 hours. Takes her 12 hours, takes her 12 hours. Takes her 24 hours, well, she'll break it down into 2 YouTube streams, because apparently the streaming limit is 12 hours, but she'll do it. And it is amazingly fascinating, but at the same time, I kind of feel like the whole Ashgabat Cat channel was based on like me being sort of this video game tourist, where we just kind of pop in, see some sights, take a picture of us in front of their equivalent of the Eiffel Tower, and then pop off to the next destination. But it's like, no, Korone, it's like, dang, she'll live there. She'll live in that game. She'll inhabit it. And it's like, it's not a bad thing to do, and it's not impossible, and actually it's so fulfilling that it's like, you know, it's worth doing. But at the same time, like, is that what this audience is looking for? Are you looking for somebody who will like play all the way through? I feel like if you're looking for skilled gameplay, you would start off by not having someone who's talking their way through it. I've got 1 bomb left, and it's but I don't know. It just kind of makes you wonder sometimes. How would life be different if you had done things a little differently? What would life be like if I turned this channel into a VTuber channel? Well, I'm just lazy enough that maybe you won't have to worry about that one for the foreseeable future. But that being said, who knows? Who knows? Tomorrow's a different day. And I know some artists. I could probably get an avatar commission, no problem. Anyway, back to the task at hand. Ooh, come on, come on, come on, come on. You don't scare me. Okay, you scare me a lot without bombs. I mean, I'm tempted to say I was just a little bit too gung-ho on the bombs in the middle, but I don't know. If I hadn't done it, would I have made it through? I'd like to say yes, but I don't know for sure. Wow. My finger is starting to hurt. And it's not even a matter of turning on auto fire. I mean, this game doesn't really have auto fire. It's got this auto fire, but ooh, the minute you're not able to shoot, then like that's a minute you're accepting death. Well, I mean, there's some advantage to using the auto fire, but it's like, no. I don't know. If you don't use 3 bombs, like, if you don't use a bomb and then get to the boss, it's like, are you in better stead? Because it kind of feels like even if you use your bomb, you don't use your bomb, like, it doesn't matter so much. And yet, yeah, it feels like I can do it. I might as well do it. I guess one thing I do love about this game is that enemies die in 1 hit. And it's like, this seems to uniformly be the rule. Now, of course, the Sega, they're crafty foxes there. They're figuring out other ways of making it painful. But, like, that seems to be a rule they are more or less adhering to. Where one shot, 1 kill. I mean, bosses accepted, of course. Alright. Not a problem. Shoot at me all you want. If I know you're coming, You can't shock me. Oh, interesting. So it seems like if you stay at a distance, these flames really pose no issue. Alright, we'll just use that as our silver-plated invitation. We got one more bomb. Easy, easy. Okay. Oh, that's a gift, that's a gift. Let's not squander that gift. Alright. Okay. Now I need... Oof! No! But now that I know not to be scared of the flames, I feel like I can do it. It's like, yeah, I'm the lobster. It's luring me in bit by bit. And it's like, yeah, no, you're gonna die to this thing. It's gonna get you. But it's like, nah, I'm optimistic. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. This is the time. I'm gonna get it this time. I'm gonna get it next time. The lies we tell ourselves to get through the day. But this is a lie I'm telling myself to get through the stage, so it's okay. Because I alternate pressing the button between my finger and... my finger and my other finger. But my pointer finger, my middle finger, but... they're a little tired. But hey, I've got a third finger, right? Unfortunately, after this, it's the pinky, and I don't know how much strength I've got in there, but I wouldn't bet on it. I don't know, would you play through a shoot 'em up with your pinky? I would hope not. It doesn't seem like a wise strategy. That wasn't even that bad of a bullet pattern. I could have just popped over to the side. Yeah. Okay, anyway. So these guys pop out. Not an issue. Take a gander. I mean, I'm already in so deep. I can't stop now. I can't stop now. I can't stop now. This game. I will, of course, stop after this. But until then, I won't stop. I can't stop. Oh. But just remember, it's darkest before the dawn. It may seem like I've lost any and all will, lost any and all ability to play through this level. Wow, I was going to say, but I just got to keep at it and I can get through it, but I'm starting to lose faith. But whatever. That's the glorious thing about arcade games. And that's the glorious thing about video games. I don't know if it's exclusive to your arcade games or even exemplified by arcade games, but you don't have to stop playing. You can just keep on playing. I mean, like board games, it's like your friends are going to get tired sooner or later. You play, I don't know, you play sports or something. It's like sooner or later your body's going to get tired, but it's like arcade game, a video game. It's like, nah, you've got infinite time, infinite power, infinite stamina, basically. That's not entirely true. I mean, here I am, just blowing through my fingers. Although, I still have my thumb. Thumb makes for a surprisingly ineffective button mashing finger. That is not what I'm about. Okay. To go forward or to go back? That is the eternal question. Alright, let's see. So we've got so many shots. It feels like if we loop around... But you see that. If you loop around, then it's like you are surprisingly safe. Yeah. Well, I mean, after a while, you'd think straight up muscle memory will be enough to pull you through, but the fire. Through the fire and the flames, it's just not gonna work. No. Well, okay, I'm not giving up. I'm just making a save state because it's like, someday in my life I'm gonna want to continue off from here. It'll just be that question. It's like, what if I just focused solely in on this level? Would I be able to beat it? The answer is, I don't know. but I feel like I can find out. Come on, give me that arcade goodness. What are you gonna do? Just skip to the end and see if I make it? I wish I could do that. I'd probably do that. Well, I'd probably also check how much time there is in this video. I mean, I would have done it by now, but if it's like 20 minutes, then it's like, oof. Also, yeah, in theory, I have limited hard drive space. Can't be playing forever and ever. Well, theory. In actual practice, I don't know. Who knows what happens. Maybe it'll automatically delete my treasured files in exchange for making this file longer. Would that be a worthwhile trade-off? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Things are falling apart. Well, okay, because it's like, in the game, everything is fire, but it's like, that's fine. That's the game. That's not real life. But it's like, I can hear things falling over in my real life house. And it's like, is this game so intense that it's all of a sudden affecting the real world, and now it's like my real world is going to pieces? Oof. I am out of bombs, aren't I? That's okay. That's okay. Bombs are an illusion. Bombs are a crutch. Do not depend on bombs. They... Oh, no. I can feel that adrenaline going. I got like 20 more tries, maybe. Maybe. No promises. I got 19 more tries. No promises. And the worst part is, I went into this game a little hungry. I'm like, oh man, this will be a fast one. I'll go in, make some food, and then I'll eat, and then that'll be that. And maybe I'll do another episode, because that's my secret. 2 episodes a day. Some of the days. Some of the days you take off. But nope, this game, it just came at me. And I didn't expect it. I didn't see it coming. Couldn't have steeled myself for it. But hey, sometimes that's when you really gotta rise up in life. When it's a surprise challenge like this. What fell? Now, you ever find yourself turning into your parents? Like all the time when I was a kid, they'd yell at me. It's like, what fell? What fell? But now it's like I hear something fall, and it's like all I can think of is what fell. I don't know. There's not a ton to say during this game. I mean, it's pretty much lines in the sand have been drawn, the battlegrounds have been set. It's me versus the game. We know the rules. You know the rules, and so do I. It's like we're just gonna play through it all. There's no more, no less. That stupid tank on the side. I wonder if I could like snipe him from the bottom of the screen. Well, that'd be the smart thing to do. I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't show up. He doesn't show up. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh, come on. I wonder if I bomb at just the right time that I can like hit that tank too. Man, that's the dream though. You hit that tank and it's like you're home free, in theory. Well, so I would like to think. Okay. So let's see. These guys pop in, no problem. Hit the tank. Hit the tank! I hit the tank. Okay. I'm like invincible right now. Okay, that thing is just gonna sucker punch me. I know it. I know it. I can feel it in my bones. Alright. And easy peasy. Just gotta lead them. Or you give up on the attack. Pick it up midway through. Not a problem. Just a little bomb. Just stay frosty. Alright. Can't get in this time. We'll fight in again. Okay, okay. Not bad, not bad. We'll lead him to this side. We'll lead him to this side. And we won! Wow. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 6 stages of this nonsense. Well, maybe this stage will be easier. Yes. Lies we tell ourselves at night. It's like the game's apologizing. I mean, you're seeing that none of these planes are shooting at me, right? Okay, well that one broke the truce, but prior to that point, none of these planes are shooting at me. And it's like, yeah, it's an apology. the game knows it didn't do bad, but it knows it may have touched a nerve, may have hit upon something a little hard. And it's being a little ginger about it. It's not coming out full tilt. And it's like, I appreciate that, arcade game designers. I appreciate that. Also, are we shooting satellites? I feel like this is not physically possible, but also I'm not really appreciating this game on like a realism level. All right. Oh, well. Oop. The music for this game is just surprisingly on point. Why haven't I heard this game's name before? Because, like, this is actually pretty good. I'd say this is at least 1.25 times better than, like, XX Mission. And, like, I played XX Mission, and the people came crawling out of the woodwork to be like, hey, this is a good game. I mean, to their credit, it was a good game, but it's like, dang, man. XX Mission was, like, super obscure, and it was actually pretty good. It's like, this game should be, like, way more popular, and yet it's not, I guess? I don't know. You look at all the reviews of the Astro City Mini, they're like, oh yeah, it's got all your favorites, and Sonic Boom, I guess. Sonic Boom, wasn't that name of a Sonic cartoon show? And then you actually play the game, and you're like, this game is hard. I do not like that there were checkpoints. But then, when you give yourself over to the game, and you like play it on its terms, oh my, I was going to say, it's like we're flying over Japan, but it's like, man, you look at those land shapes, and it's like unmistakably Japan. Like, that's so Japan, it hurts. Dang. Usually, it's like a lot harder to tell. I mean, again, I don't know if you've ever played Final Transformation or Transformation Finalizer. What was that game's name? It was like the first No-Name MAME game I played. And like that game, I mean, in theory, it took place on Earth, but like, and like the landmasses vaguely resembled Earth, but like, oh man, it was a pretty vague resemblance. But you've got this game, and it's like, good gosh, like I feel like there are out and out maps that are worse than this game, and it's like, dang, they cared with this game. They cared. Wow. Okay, these satellites, like, what is the trick? Is there like some sort of joke where it's like, okay, you gotta shoot their like wings first, or like, is it just you just have to shoot them a bunch? Like, what is the joke here? It doesn't seem like wings matter. What about bombs? Okay. So you can evidently bomb your way through those satellites. I don't recommend it from a logistics sort of point of view. Well, okay, let's make a save, because it's a good game. But unfortunately, this is a good game that ends here. Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom. Beginning of this, I'm like, where's this guy coming from? Who does this guy think he is? Sonic Boom? What a silly guy. Sega shoot 'em up? Pfft, as if. But then I played it, and it's like, you know what? This is a pretty solid shoot 'em up. Now, I guess if I had to kind of explain why this game is not so popular, like, its appeal, it's the sort of like difficult fight all day against it and emerge sweaty but victorious sort of thing, where it's like you got to be looking for a certain kind of experience. You can't just be like looking to pop a few credits in and just see some explosions, or be some sort of video game tourist like that. You can't be looking for that and play this game. You're not gonna find it. This game is just gonna crush you. Wow. Stage 2. Is this how Stage 2 began? I was on the boss for so long, I forgot how the stage began. I mean, it's all coming back to me because I did play, did take like 5 retries on this. Man, anybody who just skips to the end would be so confused. They'll be like, wait, did he beat the game or not? I can't tell from his tone of voice. And you know what? I don't know. I mean, to a certain extent, I did make it past level 2, but did I beat the game? I don't know. I'd say the game beat me. Now, is it reasonable to expect a normal human being to like beat this game, and especially in like, I don't know, half an hour? And again, the first time they ever saw this game? I don't know. That seems unlikely to me, but who am I to say? But dang. This game just came out of nowhere. But again, you got to be in the right kind of mindset. You got to be looking for the right sort of game. You can't just be looking to go on your way. But when you do approach this game with the right mindset, like it I mean, it gives you something to do. It really gives you a challenge. All right, what does stage 4 look like? Interesting. And like, yeah, I mean, I'd say it's very fair. I mean, stage 3 is like annoying me with the satellites, but at the same time, like, they have pretty clear weaknesses, so it's not unthinkable. Dang. Is it really just gonna show me like all the levels? I remember Ninja Princess it showed you all the levels, and it was like 10, 12 levels or something. I thought I was making decent progress in the game, getting like level 3 or something, but like nope. There's an entire game after that game. Oh my, are we on level 4 again, or are we on level 6? It's impossible to tell, really. No, I think this is still 4. Oh no. We got like this giant spy plane, giant bomber. I don't know, but it's coming from behind, and it's gonna get you. How come did Sega make a lot of shoot 'em ups back in the day? Because I feel like they had to have made their like obligatory Galaga inspired, Xevious inspired shoot 'em ups back in the day, but yeah, nothing really comes to mind now that I think about it. I swear I even played like a Sega shoot 'em up before that was like before this, but oh no, wasn't there the one with the tubes? I forget if that was Sega in particular, but yeah, that's right. There were like tubes or something, and you had to shoot the tubes from the bottom to the top. I don't know. It's funny because if you listen to what I'm saying, it's like I just sound like this incoherent old man just rambling. It's like, oh, and then there was the arcade game with the tubes. I swear that's a real thing, though. Now I'm gonna have to look through my archives, and I'm not gonna find it because I don't know if it actually happened. The best part is, it's like, what if that was that episode of Ashgabat Cat I tried to film, but then due to technical difficulties, then it did not work out. Jeez. Whoa, I've been at this for an hour? Oh man, I should be hungry by now. Oh wow. That is not exactly what I set out to do when I sat down to do this. Well, Sonic Boom. I didn't respect you at all in the beginning, but I kind of respect you now. But dang, this will be like one of my most longest played games, maybe second or most. So I think we got to end it at some point in time. There's no better time than right now. So on that note, this cat's got a scat. Okay, wow. That ship is surviving for a very long time.